Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome to Life Like Bunny. I am Bunny, the life that is off. I have got another video for you guys. Today's video, if you've not read the title, is me talking about governments are bad at their fucking job. And we need to talk about it more. And we need to act like a government is hired, and if a government is bad at their job, you fire them. You do not wait for the job contract, because sometimes it's to the detriment of you. An example, if a job, what job should I go on? Say you're like a carpenter, right? And that's, you got a carpentry factory or whatever, and you hire a bunch of carpenters to do your job. But some of the carpenters, all the carpenters are just shit at doing it. They're splitting the wood, they're doing it so wrong, they're wasting materials, and by the end of the fucking first year, you're in a loss. So you're like, what the fuck? You give them another fucking contract basically for another year. They do it again, and then they're bad at the job. You lose money again. What do? Do you say, I give him a contract for 4 years, but let me lose money for these 4 years instead of firing them and saying, hey, I need you to leave right now because you're literally hurting my business. That's what the government is. They need to be fucking fired as soon as they're bad at their job. And I do not talk about the prime minister fucking stepping down. They're still part of the same group. They could step down as a fucking prime minister, but they still are the fucking MP of their constituent. Because they got voted, they have to live out their term. No. We need to normalize government officials getting fucking fired and replaced. We need to normalize voting being set up as soon as people recognize that what they got promised did fucking get delivered. And we need to normalize firing governments. And I don't mean, I'm gonna go further by saying it is not just about switching government representatives as well. It's about the fact that getting rid of government as a concept itself right now, it needs to be rejuvenated. Because right now it doesn't work. Since the inception of governments, they've been bad. Name one government that's ever been good. We live in current times, okay? I'm living in current today. And current today, I could list all the governments that exist in this fucking country, in this planet, and they're all shit. Which means governing people doesn't work. People don't want to be governed. They want resources, they want food, they want communities, they want the literal system we had before until you convinced us it was shit, until you manipulated us out of it. Whoever you are, government people. Who wants to be governed? There's a reason why you move out of your fucking parents' house and get your own home and be your own person. Because you don't want to stay under anybody's thumb. Why are we saying the thumb? Basically, the government is the thumb. And you're like, oh, but the thumb is so good. The thumb has kept me down so well. We are losing the fucking plot. The governments are not our friends. They are bad at their job. And they need to get rejuvenated, fired, or changed. Something needs to happen. Switching them out for new Pokemons doesn't work, because then there's not even anybody getting fucking held accountable. Nobody ever holds parties accountable. Nobody said, hey, conservatives, you led to Brexit. You've been in power the last 15 years and you've been bad at your job. You are abolished as a party. That's what we need to. If a party has been consecutively shit, they need to be banned. They cannot be a party anymore and not rebrand. They need to be banned from politics. We need systems to protect us. But they don't. We just let them basically play around the football field like they're in a fucking debate club. Oh, sorry, I lost the topic today, but next time. Not real fucking consequences for the shit that they're doing. No real consequences for wasting resources. During motherfucking COVID, they were giving away fucking PPI or whatever fucking contracts to their buddies to steal money, but nobody's being held accountable for wasting resources. But you're telling me people can't have a cost of living payment anymore. You're telling me the 2-child fucking thing getting lifted is too much. You're telling me people getting actually what they need in communities too much. The same communities who have no community activities for people to do. The only thing people can do is go to school, to Sainsbury's to consume. There is literally nothing apart from if you're rich and you can afford to pay to participate in sports or any fucking community-based activities. Community is only for rich people and they're calling them clubs. Forgetting that all of us need play. These are being orchestrated by governments. This is done on purpose by governments because they serve the rich. They are bad at serving the majority and good at serving people who lobby them. But they were never put in power by the majority to serve the minority. So motherfuckers, we need to fire them. The fact that they've not held the fucking Epstein people accountable. They've known this shit for decades and didn't hold them accountable. The best fucking thing they do is investigate someone's multiple homes instead of having the fucker in prison immediately and having those homes sold and having the money go back into the government because you wasted resources, so we need to take it from you and give it back to the people. You can't waste 10 million pounds and still have two $20 million homes. You get to still have everything while you're wasting the public resources. How is that fucking fair? And on top of that, you're not in prison. And I'm talking about that guy that was stammers, whatever bullshit guy that was giving financial information to Epstein. That's who I'm talking about. You've known this shit for 20 years and not only did nothing, helped put these people in charge. Instead of getting rid of this fucking pedophile, Andrew, you decided to, let's not call him a prince because that makes us look bad. You know what would be better? Give all the victims sirhoodness. Give them titles and land. How about instead of stripping Prince Andrew's titles away to act like you have nothing to do with him and have him actually still being paid by the taxpayer, how about you say, you know what, let me go extreme, let me give all his victims sir titles, which means they're going to get government funding, which means they're going to get government protection, which they probably need because a lot of them are getting killed for coming out to speak. But the governments and the institutions choose to do nothing, and we choose to act like the crowns are something. You're bad at your job, governments. If you want to show you're not bad at your job, governments, hold Epstein people accountable. You're going to give out the death penalty for a person killing a person, an eye for an eye, but you're not going to give out the death penalty to child eaters. Child eaters don't get the death penalty. Rich people talking about how he knew a lot of people. None of you are talking about why he knew a lot of people. None of you are not talking about the fact that you have, if you're innocent, you don't have personal skill discernment. You're a rich billionaire person with skill, with what's it called, skilled protection around you, security people around you, people who can vet anybody to a point where you won't even give loans to anybody, but you're gonna let Epstein be around you because, oh no, he knows so many people. Why? Because he was providing a service to you people. Stop using that whole, he knew everybody as a getaway for anything. He knew everybody because he was your fucking provider to all your depravity. He did not happen to know you because he happened to know rich people. He happened to know rich people because he's their service fucking provider. I'm so tired of the fucking lies. And now governments are letting people get away with it. And we are continuing to pay tax. We are continuing to pay the little pennies to the horseman. Here's my gold coins. While they're raping your child in the next room. That's what's going on in our motherfucking country. It's insane, the planet we fucking live on right now. The governments are bad at their jobs. They can't even hold literal monsters with literal evidence. Innocent until proven guilty. There's proof of guilt. There is proof that they're guilty, but there is nothing being done to them. Because the government is bad at their job. They're put in power to govern poor people and keep us under the fucking thumb. Not to protect us in any way. Not for some sort of resource distribution. It's to keep you impotent while they're literally raping your child in the next room. Is to keep you impotent. Laws and the government are there to keep you long enough in inaction. They have to keep you docile, to keep you without acting because you're waiting for the government to act. You wait for the government to punish somebody when you could just go fucking punish them yourself. The government only exercises power against poor people. That's the only time it's going to exercise power. But poor people don't do much damage. Poor on poor people violence doesn't do much damage versus rich people who have created nuclear bombs, who bioengineer diseases. No single poor person is rich enough to have labs to engineer fucking disease. But rich people do have scientists on call to tell them to do what and what to do against us. And there's literal proof in these files. And we're still under the thumb, under the government. There's still no protest. Y'all say white lives matter, all lives matter, but not a single white life matter post has been made when a bunch of the victims are white children, white women, white boys. How about that? You won't even fight for your own self unless it comes to being a dick to other people. That's Mkoye. Bye. She said, she said, she said, she said, she said, amba isewano, amba mukamotoka, amba kaburu buru, amba zimata, amba isewano, amba mukamotoka, amba kaburu buru, amba zimata, ase isewano, amba mukamotoka, amba kaburu buru, amba zimata. Mata yang batolina mabanja namanja barusha ajaingire peta wenanike mata yang batolina mabanja nabarusha barusha ajaingire peta wenanike. Sorry to my Buganda people, no Buganda, but girl, I don't know the language, but I'm sorry for saying it wrong because I know I'm saying bullshit. But anyway, with that being said, 9. I'm nining bitches like the 8s. I'm nining bitches like the 8s. I'm nining bitches like the 8s.